Welcome back to Planet Art. Hi, I am Jane, and in the studio with me today is Sonya Watson, and she is a wonderful jeweler designer. And we have some of her wonderful samples here. She has such a wonderful touch with natural things and silver and pearls, and gosh, take it away, Sonya. Tell me about this beautiful stuff here that you do.
Well, most recently I've been working with a mermaid design, and they're all sterling silver, hand cut. Each one is an original piece. I like to work with silver and then put it with unexpected items, and I like the combinations of the natural pearls and a more refined looking stone, or a rustic, a more rough cut stone, and then putting it with some more polished pearls.
And then you have these little funky little crystal-y starfish there.
They are. They're Swarovski crystals, and I often incorporate those. This one is going to have a coral branch as well. But I just love nature, and I think that it's reflected in my work.
So that's some of your inspiration.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I see here that you've got, I guess it would be the raw material that you do to create your signature silver pieces. So what is the process with that?
Well, I generally start with a sheet of silver, and I would draw my design and then apply my design to the silver. Then the next step would be to cut that out, and I do that by using a handsaw like this. And I'm going to cut that piece right out of the silver like that. And I do that through this method here.
How many blades does it take to cut through a mermaid there?
Well, maybe a couple of blades. When you're first starting, you'll go through quite a few. But I've gotten to the point where I can go pretty far with one. Now, in the case of here, I would actually start, because I have this hole here or hole here, I drill first and then fit my blade through that point and then cut that part out. The next step that I do would be to shape the silver and then hammer it to various shapes and curvature, and I do that by placing the silver over an anvil and then hammering the backside with a rawhide mallet.
So that gives the little indentations. Now, what I see, you have some kind of lines for like the body part.
There again, I would start with a point where I run the drill bit through there. And then I feed the saw blade through there. And then I follow that line to the end of the tail. And then the next step would be to polish it and then apply it to the jewelry piece.
And I had no idea the matted metal shines up. I didn't realize the...
Yes, this is
the sterling silver.
This is all sterling sheet, and then this would be the before, and this would be the after. This one needs a little wipe down with a cloth, but it will come up bright and shiny.
That's So
as these
kind of the heart in the mermaid is a signature of yours?
Yes. I like to work with, this is a design that I developed. It was actually a piece that I did for a charity event, and what I did with this piece was I took the positive part here and then the negative.
So the negative is like the cut out. That
would be this piece here. And then in this case, I took this part out of here. It was reversed this way.
I see.
And then this part becomes the clasp. And I use that in the front of the piece like that.
Very creative. Yes. Connecting the heart like that.
The heart's entwined.
Now, so all your pieces are original. When someone commissions you to make a piece, they will not run into somebody wearing your piece somewhere.
No.
That's nice. And I see you're in the process of making a piece here.
Yes. I have a commissioned piece. This is going to be a nice big sterling silver heart that's over the top of some very rustic, rough cut, or natural citrine pieces. So that's going to be very dramatic.
And are these the crystals again that
Yes.
Swarovski, am I saying that right?
Swarovski.
Okay.
They're Swarovski crystals, and that just gives a little sparkle, a little
yes.
thing there.
Okay. And how did you ever get started into jewelry making? Have you always done this? What's your story?
Well, I started by I was inspired by watching my sister make jewelry. She was in high school and I was 5 years younger, and I watched her and her boyfriend take little seashells and she would paint flowers on them, and then he would drill a hole in it and they would put that on a leather strap.
Sounds like the 70s.
It was. Okay. Little chokers. But I was really inspired. I loved following her to the hobby store to collect beads, and so I started playing with them then. But you know, I've just sort of, like so many craftspeople, put it down and come back to it throughout the years. And I've just had such a wonderful response to the types of things that I'm creating now that I really understand that it's my calling to do it. You know, so. I'm completely focused on the jewelry now. I'm very interested in creating one-of-a-kind pieces, signature pieces for women to own and wear, and it will be theirs and theirs alone. Like you said, they will not see themselves walking down the street. Yes. So I'm really thrilled about doing those types of commissions for people.
Now, do you have a studio where you do your work, or?
I do. I have a little studio in Mount Dora. It's actually up where One Flight Up Cafe is.
Okay.
I'm at the back, on the back landing there.
So you walk down that hallway and you're at the end.
That's right. So it's a dedicated studio space. It's not really retail space. I take orders there. I do just work with folks on designing a piece just for them there in that space. So, and I'm really enjoying that. It's wonderful to be in Mount Dora and be in a creative environment.
And that space where you are, it's really becoming kind of an artist studio hallway. There are other artists located there.
It's a little enclave there. Jane Slivka's gallery is there. And there are a couple of other artists that have taken space and set up shop there.
That's great.
It's a great environment.
And do you have special hours, or you're just there?
I'm generally there Mondays through Friday.
Okay.
And then I can always be reached by phone or email by appointment.
Now, do you have a philosophy about your work? I know you mentioned nature and things, but if you...
Well, I think it really is about nature. I want to create pieces for women. I want them to feel beautiful. And so the line that I have developed most recently, I have called Earth Diva, because I feel like all the women that I know around me are
divas. And that's meant in a very loving, wonderful, supportive way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I want that to shine.
Bringing out our diva.
That's right.
Our inner diva.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, is there a story behind this necklace here, this piece here?
She is Mermaid Dreams, and she's...
Oh, I love it.
Lifting a starfish, possibly to the surface, and there are tiny bubbles there
Those
below
are the
her.
Bubbles. Okay.
I love that.
And it has the water or the sea color with the turquoise the bluish colors. That's great.
And I love the clusters of the Baroque pearls.
This is the Baroque pearl.
Yes.
Okay, I love that
They're
too.
all freshwater pearls. I don't use anything that is not real synthetics. I don't use. And then over here on this one, this is also another mermaid. She's ascending. She's swimming to the surface. Again, Swarovski starfish in her hands and being trailed behind. These are Keishi pearls.
Keishi? Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
They're like little frosted flakes.
Okay. And they in the oceans all over the world, or in special places?
I'm not sure if they're, grown to look this way, or if they were natural occurring to begin with, and then farmed to have that look, a specific look.
Okay, and I notice also that asymmetry in your work. I mean, there seems to be...
Yes, I do like to have things that are quite different from what you're going to see generally speaking, you're not going to find something like this in the store. So it's really about balancing the piece. I have to weight them in a certain way so that they will lay this way and stay that way. They're not going to rotate on your neck. But I love the look of the unexpected, that you're going to have this silver chunk on this side and then
this kind of feminine, light, airy look on the other side. And one thing, I'm going to draw attention to my necklace here. Why don't you tell me, our audience, and me, about the, is it not upcycle, your upcycle work?
Yes. Yes. It's a new term, upcycling.
Is this your own term that you
created?
No,
I think I actually found it on, it is used quite a bit on Etsy and some other sites. It's about reuse, reusing, recycling, but in a really positive way. I mean, we're going to turn something that somebody else would throw away into an art piece. So we are upcycling. We would take old clothes and rework them. This is taking another material and reworking it into something that's just beautiful to wear. And where this came from... Where did you
get this? Yes.
There is a... store in Mount Dora called Noni Home and Bath, and they feature some beautiful glassware from Azerbaijan, which used to be part of Russia. These pieces are all hand-blown glass vases, and the colors are applied to the outside of the glass.
So the back, as you can see, well, I have a piece here.
Yes. So you can see it's layered and layered. Layers of colors of glass. So the glass is layered on there. Well, occasionally when they arrive, the shipment arrives, one will be broken. And so they've been kind enough to gift those to me. If they're not shattered completely, I go ahead and break them into reasonable sized pieces, then I tumble them, and then I drill them, and I've been transforming them into wonderful pieces of jewelry.
And I'm sure it's a challenge when you drill that you don't crack or break. I'm sure it's been a learning curve on that one.
It is. I'm self-taught completely with regards to the jewelry designs and beading techniques. I did have some training in Miami as far as the silversmithing, the piercing work that I do. But learning about the glass is exciting.
Yes. Well, Sonya, I have so enjoyed having you bring your stuff today and share it with us and the audience.
Thank you.
And I want to thank both Joy and Sonya for being on the show today. It was a lot of fun and some very talented women. And so this is goodbye from Planet Art, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye. If you have any comments, guest suggestions,